Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through everything that's on my iPhone, including apps that help me with school and apps that help me be more productive in my day-to-day life. So I hope you enjoy watching this video, and I hope you get a few new app ideas as well. My lock screen is a Procreate design by Art by Flow. I usually have Do Not Disturb turned on all the time because I don't like getting notifications, especially during the workday. And I also typically have reminders set up on here, especially to take my vitamins, and if I have anything important to do, like canceling a free trial or paying a bill, those reminders always pop up. And then when you get to my home screen, this screen is pretty much the default screen. I just left it as it was, and I left the dock the same too. As for calendar, I don't really use this calendar to set up my events. I set up all of my events on Google Calendar, but then I just use the calendar app to get notifications. I actually prefer the notifications that the calendar app sends because these notifications actually stay up on your screen for longer, and it has a countdown to the event. So this was really helpful during Zoom classes because I could see that I had 20 minutes left before my next Zoom class, and then I could plan my time accordingly. As for health, I use this to track my period and my steps. I definitely have not been carrying my phone around with me since I've just been at home, so my steps are really inaccurate, but during a normal year, I would carry my phone around and it would accurately track all of my steps. The widgets that I have set up right now are photos, calendar, weather, news, maps, tips, stocks, which I should probably remove because I don't use stocks, and then screen time, and then Shazam. So Shazam, if you didn't know, is an app that you can use to have your phone listen to a song and tell you exactly what song it is, so I find that really helpful. We're gonna go over to the second screen, which is the main screen that I use, and I only have two screens total. On this screen, I have shortcuts up at the top, which I'm planning on making an iOS 14 customization video, but I know that iOS 15 is coming out pretty soon, so I might just wait for that, especially since I am pretty late to the iOS 14 customization trend. And then I have the Translate app, and then FaceTime, calculator, podcasts, watch, and files. I don't have an Apple Watch, so I might delete that. As for podcasts, I mainly use this one to access the Office ASMR podcast. It's a sleep podcast, and it's basically this guy who narrates episodes of The Office, and it's really soothing and helpful for when you can't fall asleep. I wasn't able to find this specific podcast on Spotify, so yeah, that's why I use the podcast app. I use Spotify to listen to all my other podcasts, just because I like having Spotify tell me what my top podcasts are and things like that, especially at the end of the year when they do their wrap up. And then the first folder I have is Other, which should probably be the last folder, but I have it as the first folder for some reason. And since I haven't customized my iPhone, folders are the main way that I keep myself organized. So in here, we just have compass, tips, voice memos, and I actually do use the voice memos to record important meetings just for my own use sometimes, or I use voice memos also to record voiceovers for my videos. And then I have contacts, Find My, Duo Mobile, which is the app that U of M uses for two-factor authentication to access my U of M account on any non-school owned devices. So since this past year was mainly completely virtual, this really came in handy, and the two-factor authentication expires like every week, so I have to use this pretty often to keep my account active and access all of my school resources like my school email and Canvas and things like that. And then this next app is Countdown, and whenever I post screenshots of my Countdown app on my Instagram story, I always get so many questions about what app it is, and it's literally just called Countdown. So it's an app that counts down to any big events that you want to add. So I have this really old one about the winter semester starting, and then I just have my birthday. I really need to update this app and add the start of my next semester and my move-in date, because I will be moving into an apartment on campus, and I need to add bunch of exam dates and stuff like that. So typically I use this for exam dates. I especially was pretty active on here during high school when I had AP exams, because this was really good for telling me exactly how many days I had left to study. And then the next app I have is my Bitmoji app. So yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. I just sometimes use this to customize my Bitmoji whenever I feel like changing it up a little or changing the outfit. And then I have Fonts, which is the app that I use to create the little headings for my Instagram captions. So for example, I just always use it to put the date on my posts. Yeah, that's the app that I use. It's actually a keyboard that you add, but you have to download the app to get the keyboard. And on the second page of the other folder, I just have Measure, Telonym, which is an app to ask anonymous questions. Back when a ton of creators were using Telonym for questions, I ended up downloading it, and I've answered quite a bit of questions on here. And then I just have T-Mobile to track how much data I've been using. Next is the social folder. So for this, I just have Instagram, obviously. If you don't follow my Instagram, you should definitely check it out, because I try to be pretty active on there, especially on my story. I'm also pretty active with DMs on here. And then I have Snapchat, which I don't really use anymore, but I sometimes use it to watch my friends' stories. And then I have Facebook, which again, I don't really use, but it does come in handy for the U of M class page. So if you're attending a university within the US, there's usually a class page for it. So mine is the University of Michigan class of 2024 official group. And then this is so useful to find resources for your classes from people who have already taken those classes, or to find group chats for classes that you're in. And people also sell their old textbooks or any dorm furniture, apartment furniture, things like that. So yeah, this is just a very, very useful thing to have. And then I have Messenger to message people from Facebook, because sometimes if I want to buy something from them, or if they've posted about something that I want to contact them about, then I'll use Messenger for that. That's actually how I met one of my roommates who I'll be rooming with in the fall. So yeah, just very useful. I don't have a personal Twitter account, so I just have the Twitter app to post on my student org's Twitter. And then I have TikTok. I definitely watch way too many TikToks, but especially since it's the summer and I do have time to spare, I don't really feel too bad about it anymore. I do have a TikTok account, and it's just at Rishma Studies, but I haven't posted anything on there yet. And I will probably start posting on there closer to when I move in. Next, I have GroupMe, which is U of M's messaging platform of choice. It's not their official messaging platform or anything, but all of my class group chats and even some of my friends' group chats are on GroupMe. I'm pretty sure you can have like unlimited people in a group chat, or at least like a very, very high amount of people. Like I've been in group chats with like 500 to 700 people in them, because U of M's classes are huge. And then I have Slack, which I use for my student orgs, and I also use it for work. So a lot of confidential messages on there. And then I have LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn to connect with just about anyone I know, basically. I'm trying to get to the 500 plus connections milestone, but I'm not even halfway there. I'm like at 200 connections or something. LinkedIn is such a great resource, especially if you're going into tech, because you can connect with people in your field. I can make a whole video on internships and how to connect with people on LinkedIn and things like that. So if you're interested in that, just let me know. And then on the next page of the social folder, I have Zoom, just in case I can't access Zoom on my laptop, which has happened a couple times. So it's always good to have the app just in case I need to use it. And then I have Teams for the same reason, and Google Meet for the same reason. And then I have Pinterest. I absolutely love Pinterest. I have so many boards on here this is my username if you want to check it out. I have an outfits board, hair looks, a study grind board, food, memes, coffee, jewelry, just about everything that I'm interested in. And then I have Telegram, which is a messaging app that I'm using for one of my student orgs. The next folder is one of my favorites as well. It's the editing folder. I used to edit my pictures on my iPhone, but now I use my iPad to edit my photos because I can use my Apple Pencil and it makes it easier. But I have Visco, which has the most aesthetic filters ever. I use A5 for my latest thumbnails and also for my Instagram feed. And then I have Snapseed and Lightroom, which are also really good for editing. PicCollage to make collages. I also have Google Photos to back up my photos and to access photos from old devices that I've had. And then Canva, which is great for really quick graphic design. And then I have Premiere Rush, which is a video editing app, and it's basically like the pocket version of Adobe Premiere Pro, which is what I use to edit my videos on my MacBook. But Premiere Rush is pretty good for editing Reels or TikToks. And then I have the iMovie app, which is also good for quick edits. And then I have Vita, which is also for video editing, and this is how I make my cool video intros. So they have a ton of templates on here that you can use for TikToks, YouTube videos, literally any format of videos. I think they also have square ones on here. So next we have the games folder, and this is not a folder that I use very often, but whenever I'm bored, I'll pull it up occasionally. So I have Solitaire, Color Switch, Pocket Camp, Two Dots, Episode, and Choices. So Episode and Choices are hilarious to me. My sister and I love making really funny names for our characters on there. And then Solitaire is one of my favorite card games. Color Switch has so many in-game options. If you go to game modes, they literally have so many different games on here. So that's why I still have this. Next is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. I definitely think that Animal Crossing New Horizons, which is the Switch version, is so much better. You can do so much more in that, and Pocket Camp is okay. And then I have Two Dots, which is a color matching game. So the next folder I have is entertainment, and I have Shazam, like I mentioned before, and then I have Spotify. I'm currently logged into my personal Spotify, so all of these playlists are private, but I use it to listen to lo-fi when I'm studying. My current favorite playlist is the Lo-Fi Beats playlist by Spotify. I've listened to it a few years ago and I didn't think it was that good, but lately it's been pretty good and I like it better than Lo-Fi Girl. I also just always listen to my Discover Weekly because I've found that it's actually pretty good. I also have another Spotify account called Rishma Studies where I post playlists for you guys. That will be linked in the description if you want to check it out. But one of those playlists is Popular Songs Lo-Fi version, and I absolutely love this. A lot of my favorite songs are on here, but in Lo-Fi version. I'd recommend this for when you're doing a monotonous task. Definitely not anything where you would need to be super focused because you can still tell what songs they are, and that can be a little distracting. And then the other public playlist that I have is my Study Tunes playlist, and I absolutely love Lakey inspired for lo-fi beats, so I have a bunch of Lakey inspired tracks on here. Next I have Melodista, which is my MP3 player. I do occasionally download MP3 tracks just because I don't have Spotify Premium, and whenever I'm going on a road trip or something, I don't have the best service, and I also don't have unlimited data, so downloading tracks and having them in an MP3 player app is useful for me. I mainly use Spotify to listen to music, especially because I want my stats to be accurate for the end of year Spotify Wrapped playlist that they always come out with. I actually love those playlists and I listen to them a lot, so I want those to be accurate. Then I have SoundCloud, which I love using to listen to edits that I find on TikTok. Sometimes I like edits better than the original songs. And then I have Prime Video just to watch shows. And then I have Hoopla, which is an app that my public library uses to allow us to check out shows, movies, books, basically any type of media. I've read Rupi Kaur's books on here. They also have iCarly on here. And then I have YouTube, which I use to watch videos from my favorite creators. Lately, I've really been into Morgan Long's channel, and she just makes amazing, chill lifestyle content. She also reads a lot. I also really like Jung's content because it's motivating while also being chill and relaxed. And then I have YouTube Studio to check on my analytics and respond to comments. Next, I have my shopping folder. So in here I have Amazon, I also have the Apple Store app, and then I have Unidays. So if you don't know about Unidays, if you have an EDU email through your college or university, you can sign up for Unidays with that email, and then you get student discounts on so many incredible brands and stores. I've gotten free trials of Apple Music, Amazon Prime, so many other free trials through this, so definitely check that out. Like right now they have an offer for 3 months free of Apple Arcade. They also have a bunch of giveaways on here. Oh my gosh, I just realized there's a 3 months free trial of Skillshare, which I've been looking for. So I think I'm gonna use that and start Ali Abdal's course on studying before I start my next semester. Really looking forward to that. I'm so glad I opened this today because I did not know that was there before. Next I have the Starbucks app because I have a few gift cards that I redeemed, and then Uber Eats because I got a promotion for that as well. That'll probably come more in handy when I'm living in an apartment. Next, I have my finances folder. So I have my bank account app, my credit card app, and then Venmo and PayPal for super easy and quick payments. And I also get 5% cash back through the partnership that my credit card company has with PayPal. So pretty amazing overall. And then I have Expensify, which is the app that my work uses to reimburse us for various expenses. Next I have the health app. So I have Balance, which is a meditation app, and I got a free trial for an entire year. So this has been really amazing, but I unfortunately have fallen out of the habit of meditating. And then I have my Workouts Plus app, which is the app that I use to do my custom workout routines. This is one of my favorite folders. This is my books folder, and I have Goodreads. My Goodreads is also always linked in the descriptions of my videos if you want to check out what I'm reading. I'm really behind on my 2021 reading challenge. I've only read 11 books this year, but I'm in the middle of reading The Thunderhead, and after that I'm going to be finishing the Harry Potter series. I've already read it, but I'm rereading it, so that's gonna add quite a bit. Last year I was able to meet my challenge and I read 51 books out of 50, so hoping to do that again this year. And then I have Kindle, which is the app that I use to read my library's ebooks. Sometimes I also win ebook giveaways on Goodreads, so those come in Kindle format, so that's why I have the Kindle app. Like I said, I'm currently reading The Thunderhead on here. I share this account with my sister and we just have a ton of books on here. They're all library books, so a lot of these can't be accessed anymore, but I love the format of Kindle books on this app. I've found that it's probably the most streamlined reading experience that I've had. Next, I have Overdrive, which is the app that I use to get library books from my library. Next, I have Cloud Library, which is another ebook app that my library sometimes has. Sometimes if they don't have the Kindle version of a book, they'll have a version that's compatible with Cloud Library. And then I have Google Play Books because I got a Google Play gift card and I was able to get a ton of books. Next I have Wattpad. There are some pretty good reads on there. The next folder that I have is my productivity folder, which is another folder that I use quite a bit. So in this folder I have Google Calendar. Like I said before, this is what I use for all of my scheduling. So yeah, Google Calendar is how I manage my time. Then I have Gmail, and then I have Google Drive, and then I have Docs, Slides, and Sheets to make quick edits to those. And then I have OneDrive, which I don't really use anymore. I have Flipped, which if you didn't know is a Pomodoro timer. So I like to use this to keep myself focused, and essentially while the timer is running, you can't go on your phone, and if you do, you lose your progress. So the next app that I have is Notion. I use it to keep myself organized for classes and for any of my personal documents for my finances. I also recently made this TV shows page, so it basically tracks all the shows that I've watched or shows that I want to watch, and I have my ratings for them. I'm also planning on going back in and adding a progress tracker. And then this is the main page that I use. So this has all of my class pages and all of my finances and stuff. So for example, we can go to my page for last semester, and I had all of my class pages listed up here, and then I had my weekly schedule. So if I were to click on a page, it would come up with the instructor, their email, a course syllabus, past exams, and a grade breakdown. I used the grade breakdown quite a bit to figure out what grades I needed to pass my classes, and then I also have a topic list. So I'm pretty sure this template is from Janice Studies, and I will link it. During this semester, I also made my to-do lists on here, so this template was from TBH Studying, and I will also link this template down below, but basically this to-do list is split up by classes, and I was able to write down my class times and check them off when I went to them each week, and then I also had a to-do list with all of my tasks. And then I have my education folder. So I have my U of M app. Back when I was living on campus, this app also really helped me because I was able to check out the dining hall menu before going there. And then I have my Canvas app. Not looking forward to having to use this again, but this is the app that U of M uses to provide basically every single resource for classes, from syllabi to assignments to even quizzes and tests sometimes. And then I have Quizlet, which I use for memorization-based classes, but basically you can make flashcards and you can also play games to help you memorize things, and you can also take practice tests on here. I like it better than making paper flashcards, not only because they're digital and better for the environment, but also because there are so many good resources and features on here to help you actually learn the material. Next, I have Slater, which is an app that I use for textbook solutions. Usually it has step-by-step solutions for just about every single textbook. I use this a lot in high school because sometimes teachers wouldn't give us worked out solutions, so this would help a lot. During the school year, I also had the Chegg app because I had a Chegg subscription, but I've deleted that, but I will be getting that again for the fall, so that's also something that I use. I like looking at the worked out solutions on there as well, and I also like posting my own questions to experts on there. Next, I have Symbolab, which is a step-by-step math problem solver. And then I have Duolingo, which I haven't been using recently, and I should really get back into it because I was pretty far in the French course. Next, I have my Google folder just for Chrome and Google Maps. I mainly use Safari for everything, but Chrome is what I use for work, so I have that. And then finally, I have Adobe Scan. So this is great for scanning documents and uploading them. I use this to scan my passport and legal documents and things like that. So yeah, that is everything on my iPhone. I hope this video was useful for any of you looking for more school or productivity related apps. Also, if you're wondering, I have the iPhone XR, and the case that I have is just a plastic marble case, and I got it off of Amazon. I will link this case in the description as well if you're interested. I actually highly recommend it because it's so sleek and super thin and lightweight. It's not very protective though, so if you want a more protective case for yourself, I probably would not recommend this. And I also have a glass screen protector on the front. There are a few tiny cracks in this that I somehow got during high school, but overall this glass screen protector has done a pretty good job of keeping my actual screen free from cracks. So I will also link the specific screen protector that I used in the description as well in case you want to buy it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video, and I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I will see you next week.